My name is Andre. Say your first name, my illustrious host. Say your first name and why you're happy today.
Hello, my name is Michelle Urea. Hold on, I was supposed to say my first name. Oh well. Um, happy. I am happy that our pitch competition is Tuesday.
Yay!
I'm really excited. It's one of my favorite events of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Mara, and I am happy because it is not raining. How about that?
True.
My name is Jaleel, and I am happy because I'm alive today and I get to shoot content with these amazing individuals.
Nice. Michelle, what are we talking about today?
All right. So today's title is Debunking the Myth. Overnight Success for Entrepreneurs. So nowadays we see this with, there was somebody, I don't know if it was you, Andre, or somebody was telling me how, like, with technology getting bigger and bigger and more accessible in the world, like, we're becoming more and more of one world. So, and it just made me think, like, dang, I really can reach one of my friends from Senegal in a matter of seconds. Like, what, like, how? Like, it took me forever to travel there and even meet this guy. But now I can, like, chat him and video call him in a matter of seconds, and and just like the level of I mean, we were driving around and there were some buildings where I was like, there's no way no one lives there, and then all of a sudden the light would come on. I'm like, oh my god, people live in that building, but these people have phones. Even when I went out to the village, it was a remote village that I stayed in for 4 weeks. We didn't have running electricity, we didn't even have running water. But people would jump on someone's motorcycle and go to the main town, and there'd be these like poles that you can plug your phone into, and they'd go to the main town to plug in and charge their phone.
So that you're hitting on something that's, I mean, big. So I'm not smart today. So big. I'm running out of words. Big. That was very big, Michelle. No, when you have the continent of Africa, they skipped. When I went there in 2007 and we were doing some consulting down there, they had already skipped a step. So they didn't have, I said, how big is the internet out here? And they said, not that big. This is 2007. They said there's some internet cafes and whatnot, but the connectivity is low. I said, how come I see the poorest of the poor and everybody got cell phones? And they said, because that's how they do their banking. They were doing mobile banking before we were doing mobile banking there. So they were doing everything with their phone. They kept everything through their phone. So they were very connected through the mobile. They were mobile first before we even got to mobile. So it's powerful. What you're saying is that, they had the connectivity. So go back.
Yeah. So my point is that we're becoming more of a one world, and people are spending way more time on social media than ever before. And I mean, I was just telling my little sister this other day, like, she's like, oh, I don't feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm like, compared to who? Like, are you comparing yourself to everyone you see on social media? Like, you are doing great. Like, I need you to unplug from all those places and connect with who you were just even 10 days ago or 30, 90 days ago, and make plan for who you're going to be 90 days from now. Like, compare yourself to you. What are your goals? Use social media as and internet as a tool, but don't base who you are and where you're headed in life based on that. And so today's topic is, touching base on that and just debunking the idea that overnight you're going to be successful. Overnight, if you make one video that is funny, you're now relevant for the rest of your life. Like,
come on.
So I think I want to start with Mara here, because Mara, if anybody can talk about success being built over time, what is some advice, or how, and even with like how your daughter is in her life right now, and you've been counseling her and where she's headed, you can talk about, like, you're not gonna be somebody tomorrow just because you decided it. Like, it's gonna take you got to go through the steps. You got to take the classes. You got to put in the hours. You got to find, so you want to talk about that?
Okay, where do I start? Well, I know we were at a luncheon yesterday, and the speaker he touched on some really important topics, meaning that you are no one's competition. For one, you are your own entity, your own being, and
Heavy.
the only thing you have control over is being the best version of yourself. So you have to decide.
Say it for the people in the back.
You have to decide, what do you want out of life, and how hard are you willing to work for it? So
There we go.
many decades ago, I decided that I wanted to be an example, right? So I wanted to show that it can be done, right? Starting from the bottom. Our lovely generation has seen emerging industries and technology, and I'm here for it all. So I want to position myself. So what does that require? That requires me getting the foundation set for whatever direction I take my family, right? We need stability. And what do? You invest in yourself by gaining skill sets, by surrounding yourself with people that are smarter than you.
That's good.
And soaking it all
That's
up.
real.
So, but first things first, what is your mission? What is your vision for yourself, for your business? I can go back to my vision statement that I said at the beginning of my journey as an entrepreneur, and my goal was to establish a platform for commerce for others in the world of beauty and fashion. It's simple and plain, right? I wanted to put other people on. So that requires me setting it all up, rolling it out. I know a lot of people say my circle is spoiled, because yes, I laid the groundwork, so you don't have to, right? That is the goal, is setting your people up for success. So no, I did not expect it to be overnight. I was in it for the long run, so I was committed, right? And from that, you can only go up. So my daughter, I know she's watching, and other people are watching, but my goal was to always create opportunities for my children and my peers' children, right? You take care of the young and you take care of the old, right?
Wow.
That's powerful. Where did this idea of overnight success even come from?
Delusional folks, the internet. Yeah, most people, when they hit their peak, they've put in at least 10 years behind the scenes that you don't even know about, right? Most people.
She's jumping ahead. I
Well,
love
we're
it.
from the West
Let's go.
Coast, right?
Yeah.
So we get stuff late.
Yes.
It's true.
We're kind of
Yep.
tardy to the party and have known that for a long time. So
That's true.
unless, somebody has groomed you and put you on and sent you to workshops on the East Coast, or, taking you out of your natural zone, right? Your comfort zone. You have no idea what's happening out there. The world is big.
Yeah.
Right?
So the article that we have that Michelle sent us, there's one on LinkedIn. Shout out to whoever this, Lana Shepard, you expert business consultant, you and coach. But she pointed out in the beginning of the allure of it. It offers the promise of achieving their goals quickly and effortlessly. That's what the allure of overnight success. So people want to bypass the learning curve. My wife calls it the idiot tax. Like everybody has to pay the idiot tax. You step into a realm and you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. It's like triple stages of darkness, right? You don't even know what you mean. I don't even know what questions to ask, and if I knew what questions to ask, I'd ask. You know what I mean? Like levels of it. So if we're not willing to have that level of humility and to learn and to be able to grow and to be able to look foolish, whether it was us learning how to ride a bike, whether it was us learning how to balance, how to do things. You see a child when they're first starting to learn to walk, they're wobbly, they're doing everything else. Now imagine if we laughed at them and then they took it to heart and they're like, I'm just gonna crawl for as long as ever because I don't want y'all laughing at me. And it's like, that's what we do, I think, in business and entrepreneurship, is that people look at what others are doing, they compare themselves to others, they think it's taking too long, we're not realizing that the place where they're at is part of their development and part of their process. This is part of their journey.
Well, that's it's crazy that you say the thing about the baby, because that's where my mind was going.
Wow.
Because as a baby, if you think about it, and the reason, I mean, there's so many times is when you are literally a baby and you have to learn how to survive. There was like this video I watched where they say the first part of your brain that develops is survival. Like you need to learn how to eat. Like you need to learn how to grasp that, hold on to that bottle. Like even like, get that nutrient into your body. But then like when you learn how to walk, like you just get up and you do it. You get up and you do it, and you get up and you do it. Like you can't really understand what people are saying to you, I mean, there's ways that parents can help their children strengthen their legs, right? To be able to walk. But like, can you really understand that somebody's telling you learn how to walk? Like you don't really tell a baby to learn how to walk.
Before
You
you
know?
You're gonna be walking. Walk now.
Right. They don't even have language yet.
Right. So it just makes me think of like,
They learn
we
how to
were
walk on
just
their own as
right.
well.
We were created to learn how to walk on our own.
That's good.
And so there's this weird place that you went, and I think of it too. Like there's a place in your life where your brain begins to develop where you are now worried about what other people got to say and think. And you're taking their input to consideration.
I don't think I got that gene.
It's everyone, but it's
Which-
Skip Mark.
It's
There's a special gene in there.
Which I think that is a key piece to entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
To be an entrepreneur, you have to be able to make decisions and move forward,
Yes.
and not think of like, dang, what is this person going to think about me if I put out this product? Or is this
I'm not
product going to be
open up.
better? Or,
Yeah.
Or is the hairdo I do going to be as good as that lady down the street?
Mm.
You're never going to do anyone's hair thinking like that. You're never going to do anyone's makeup thinking like that. You're never going to open a boxing gym thinking like that. You're never going to write a book like Andre has thinking like that.
Come on.
So, yeah, that's what that made me think of. Julio, did you have something?
I got a concept
I was gonna
from.
say that's what I was gonna say to you.
We gonna get there. We gonna get there. But where my brain is going right now is I was at this conference with Eric Thomas, and something he said was super profound. And he was saying, shout out to ET and the whole squad. When God created, heavens and earth, he didn't allow the earth to start producing until he put man on the earth. He didn't allow life without a steward of that life. It didn't start raining until there was man there to be able to cultivate it and take care of it and name things. And there's also something special within the order of creation. After he says, let us make man in our image, he's got Adam on the earth, and it's just him and God for a time. And he did that because he wanted to show Adam that he could exist outside of the opinions of other people.
Savvy.
He gave him purpose. It was the first thing that he did. He said, you're going to name all of these things that I created. You're going to name them. You're going to steward this life. And then eventually he created Eve. And now they can do all these things together. And so to your point, Michelle, when you're talking about once we start to gain an awareness of other people, it's crazy how easy it is for us to start putting the seen before the unseen. Mm-hmm. And we start putting other people and creating it. Ultimately, it's a gap of expectation. This whole overnight success thing. It seems overnight because you're exposed overnight to someone that is more successful than you without having key insight into their history and their process of development that took years. Mm-hmm. So, and I believe in our day and age, it's something that is, it's a sensation that we can only really communicate in this time. Mm-hmm. Because before this time, we didn't have like the internet. Mm-hmm. So we weren't exposed to people in an instant and see massive success and results instantaneously. Mm-hmm. Before this time, we heard of people that, the Smith family that they build all these things, or these kings and these queens, and they've been ruling the land for 50 years, or their lineage has been ruling for 1,000 years. Like up until this point, you heard of other people, whether they're in a town over here or you heard from the town squire. But there was no such thing as instantaneous. There was seed, time, and harvest.
It's good.
Now we're in the time of speed, time, and internet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's microwaved. It's quick. So now our brains are having to understand, hey, you're seeing these things because this YouTuber went viral. We see that. But we didn't know all of the failed video attempts before that viral 3 seconds, you know? So for us, I'm glad we're talking about this, and I'm glad you're watching this, because our goal is to help you reorient, all right? We want to help you reorient your expectation for success, because it is a process. And just like a baby learn how to walk before they can talk, you're going to have to learn how to walk in your business before you start talking to other people about where you want to be. And now we're going to give you language to help you talk to yourself and encourage yourself to know that, hey, everything that you're going through right now is a part of the process. And if you're diligent, if you're faithful in the least, you will eventually be ruler over much. You will eventually. But there's seed, there's time, and then there's harvest. Seed, time, and harvest. You don't forget, there is a process. There's phases. Every single thing. I'm going to get off the soapbox now. Somebody talk. Go ahead. Get inside my head.
So it's cool. In the article, it says, by setting long-term goals, entrepreneurs create a sense of resilience and adaptability that allows them to navigate any storm. When Mara shared about the vision that she set, and she said, it's like, I wrote this vision down and she simplified it. I want to help create not even help create. I will create a platform to put other people on, to create an opportunity where they're being able to do commerce. Now, that vision, she knows with the clarity of it whether or not she's fulfilled the vision, because she can look around and say, are there people? Is there a platform? Is it work? So the clarity of the vision. Without a vision, it says the people perish. It says the people cast off restraint. It says the people lose their way if they don't have a clear vision. What is the vision? What compels you? What is one of the coaches that I heard that really sparks my life is he talks about doing things in 25-year horizons. And so he's always thinking in terms of 25 years, because what he does is he thinks backwards, and he said that's 100 quarters. So every quarter he set something out that's a deliverable. So if it's going to be, if you were in an event planning business and you hold events, it's like every quarter for the next 100 quarters, I'm putting on an event. And I know if I was successful in that, if you were in clothing, every quarter we drop a new piece of merch. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. That this reality of that there is a deliverable that comes every quarter for it. And now what does that do? That's getting you out of bed. It's very clear. It's specific. It's manageable, because you say, I still got 98 more quarters. I still got 70 more quarters. Like, this mindset is building for the long term rather than the short term. I also thought it was powerful because they said the average, I said Mara was jumping ahead because they said overnight success is actually about 10 years. And I did some searching, for some people that it took 10 or more. So James Dyson, you guys know Dyson, the vacuum, right?
Absolutely.
Brilliant, right? It says he spent 15 years and created over 5,000 prototypes before finally getting the Dyson vacuum cleaner right and achieving commercial success.
Wow.
Check this out. It says Walt Disney spent 32 years from starting an animation company with his brother to opening Disneyland, which is considered his major breakthrough success. Wow. So he always carried it in his heart. I was watching this film called, it's not even a film, I think it's a series on one of these stations, maybe a History Channel, but it's How Disney Built America. And I think it's a multi-episode. So this episode I'm watching, they're talking about how he's putting these movies out, and they're making money, but now he thinks that they can go into television. So as they're going into television, they don't even know how to monetize television, and he's trying to shoot these elaborate, they talked about the Davy Crockett show, and I'm sharing this for a reason, because this is long-term vision. The Davy Crockett with the little musket and the little hat, the little tail, this was the first show where, unlike the other shows, they would just be on a set, like we're on a set, and the multiple TV shows were set on the same set, and people would just kind of sit in one spot, and that's how the show would be. They do comedy, they do whatever, and it's all set in one set. His was the first time in television where he wanted it to follow Davies in the woods, and he wants somebody with the dolly or whatever following him around and moving and navigating. So, of course, it blows up, but it's not making any money. There's no way to monetize it. So his brother Roy is upset because he's like, hey, man, I'm with these banks, and we're trying to get financing. You're taking this money we're making from these movies. You're trying to put $700,000 into a TV show. We don't even have to. We need to make money, or this is over. All of it's over. And so Walt goes and he thinks, and he's trying to figure out, well, all these kids love this show. What can I do? And so he realized, he figured out if they could get their own musket hat or whatever, that little hat with the little whatever, that raccoon thing. I don't even know what you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Then they did that, and that was their first licensing deal, and they was killing the game. It was like 5,000 kids a day was ordering
They had
that.
to unlock something new.
And so they had to unlock something new, but it's long-term vision that is, you created one thing and then there's an octopus, there's new arms that form off of it, the focus, the clarity, the not jumping around. And this is to encouragement to those who you feel like, I get an idea and I get another idea and I get another idea. If you don't take one and see it through, nothing else is going to come to pass. You're just as good at, I remember being a person who was eager, and I'm a person who gets, I love ideas. I create, new ideas come all the time. It's a currency, but it can be a confusion. I remember I went to my mom one time and I said, Mom, I got another idea. I was trying to tell her this. I'm young. She goes, what if it was the devil giving you those ideas? I was so hot. I was offended. I was stung. And she said, the reason I said that is because I want to check you, is that take one of them and make it come to life. Stop talking about what another idea. You got 1,000 ideas and you ain't acting on one of them yet, because every time you start acting on that one, going that direction, they call it bright or shiny object syndrome. You see a shiny object and you go in and go, squirrel, I'm chasing that one. And you don't have no focus. And so focus is, as we talked about on the other show before, we said it's like, some people said it's an acronym. It's like follow one course until success. Follow one course until success. What are you locking in on that will not be that people will deem it as your overnight success, but you're in the place of quiet, where things grow. Things grow underground, right? Things grow in the dark, right? I heard, I think it was Myron Golden, I heard on a live, and he was talking about how things grow phototropically and things grow gravitropically. So there's the thing above the surface of how it's growing out, we see, and then there's the things that are growing underneath. And that's where all the growth happens in the dark. And even the Bible says it, of how when creation was done, it says the evening, the morning, the first day. So the first day began in the evening. That's where all the growth happens, is in the evening. And think about in your life, the dark seasons, the challenges you're going through, the frustration, the pains, the setbacks, the things that make you want to like tap out and just be like, oh, I don't care, nobody cares about me. It's like, that's where the real growth was. Everything doesn't happen when everything's going well. That's when we're most contemplative, and that's where we learn the most.
That just made me think of, I think there's some, you see, I watch a lot of videos talking about people watching videos, but I take the knowledge that I learned from it.
You apply
and I'm a pictures person. So when somebody is speaking, there's pictures going in my head. And as you were talking, Andre, there is like, I don't know and I don't remember where it all came from, but what I do remember is that somebody was talking about buildings, right? The taller the building is,
Come on.
the further down you gotta dig.
That's it. Foundation.
And it's the same thing as trees. People try to uproot a huge tree.
Yeah.
Well, you find that uproot is not just, or the roots are not just in your garden, but they're in the garden next door and all the way over. So it's kind of impossible to remove that tree, even if it's bothering you. It's going to be there.
Yes.
It's been planted. So it just makes me think of even, things that pop up overnight real quick. The foundation's not there. The roots are not deep. That thing, how easy is it for it to get knocked over?
Yeah.
I mean, you think of one of the biggest internet sensations, Mr. Beast. He made this this Twitter post the other day naming how many views he had per year that he has been making videos. And it was just crazy to see, like, his first year making videos. I think he's been making videos for like 20 years now, but his first year it was like 20 views. He's now in like year 20 and he's at billions.
Wow.
And he just kept waking up and making more and more videos and trying different kinds of things. And people may see him now and they be like, wow, he blew up out of nowhere. No. He has a whole story. He did a whole documentary on it. He didn't just blow up off of one video, blew up out of nowhere, but he's been working for a long time to make this happen and sticking to, like Andre said, to one thing.
Come on. That's incredible. All right, let me read this. Psalms chapter 1. All right. The righteous and the wicked contrasted. How blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sit at the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He will be like a tree, firmly planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. And whatever he does, he prospers. The wicked are not so, but they are like chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. The picture that popped into my mind, I believe it's called the Redwood Forest in California.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I want to visit that one day. I want to see it for myself because the pictures, I've talked to people that have been there. They've shown me their pictures. I've seen pictures on the internet. I'm a big National Geographic guy.
That's the one that's like near the ocean, right? Kinda near the
I couldn't tell you. I just know of them and I know the pictures and I've seen like with trees, because I grew up on an island, Whidbey Island, and so they're talking to us about trees at age like 5. We're hugging them and everything, okay? So we're real island life is real, okay? But what I've learned about trees is you can tell the age of the tree by the layers that it has. And when I think about the Redwood Forest and how great it is and how significant and how big those trees are, they didn't become overnight. Their root systems are interwoven and interconnected for miles. It's slow growth. And what gives me, like, I'm reading that psalm, I'm listening to my constituents here talking about growth and how success is not overnight, and it gives me a peace, actually, because you have to be able to, it's like you have to stress test yourself. It's like in that process, you're getting stronger so that you can be able to carry the weight and responsibility of that next ring of success. And then as you continue forward, you'll be able to be stronger and stronger and handle more responsibility and handle more responsibility. There's a quote that says, "Don't let your charisma get you into rooms that your character can't keep you in." It's a process. And so those things that you're dreaming about, those places that you want to go, perhaps you will get there. And I know the God of the universe, Jesus, he designed you for a purpose. And there is a place that he wants you to go. However, your destination is directly tied to your obedience. And so you have to be able to be faithful in the things that are in your life now. And one step at a time, pursue it, work at it, don't be lazy, cancel the cultural mindset of hacking everything. We talked about this in our team meeting, and I'm serious. Everybody's trying to hack everything. Like, just do the work, earn your stripes, do your push-ups, get stronger, and then you'll be able to lift more. Then you'll be able to handle more success. All the people that win the lottery, a vast majority of them, in 2 years or less, they lost it all.
It's true.
Why? Because they didn't earn that money. That's why the lottery, it's a scam. It's a scam. Like, you might even win in the short term, but if you are not the person, it's really, money is attracted to skill. Money is attracted to character. So if you don't grow into that person, you're just forget it. Just forget it. So anyway,
Say the word.
What word?
Avodah. Say it.
I was just about to say, this is Pastor Jalil here, okay? We just transformed. We have transformed.
Okay. All right.
He's speaking from a different place today.
You know what? All right. You know what? Let me just get off this mic. Okay. There's this thing called I preach. Look at my friends right here. Okay. So I just get on these tangents, y'all. Okay. I just get these tangents, man, because I'm telling you, this stuff is real. So I was at this shout out to Liberty Roads. I was going to a meeting with them in the morning, and there's a speaker there. He owns a very successful car dealership in Bellevue, Washington, and he spoke about avodah. All right, and this is a word in Hebrew that is used for both work and worship within its definition, and it's the same thing. And going back to what we were talking about earlier, God put us on this earth for a purpose. To worship Him is to work in that purpose that He gave you, and He put something in your heart. So the question is not if we should work, It's what should we work on? That's the question. It's avodah, and we are ministering to him in how we are showing up in the marketplace and how we're serving people. You know, Jesus was shaping wood before he was shaping character. All right, God gave him a purpose before he started talking. Before everybody knew him, before he's talking to everybody by the water and saving souls and healing people. He's in the trenches with his dad, learning a craft. He did. I believe God, in his wisdom, told us that Jesus had a job and was and not just a job but a skill.
Vocation.
He had a vocation before he started talking to everybody in ministry for a reason. So, anyways, I just conclude with this. Like, there's a piece. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this mic. Okay, but there is really
Preachers get 5 closes. Go ahead.
5 closes. Okay, but there really is a piece. There is really a piece when you know that, hey, you know what? God put this vision in my heart, and I'm just taking one step towards it. And every setback, every inconvenience is really just another setup for you to be able to get closer to that vision. Like everything that you feel like you might be losing right now, friends, relationships, just imagine God is sculpting out, just like the statue of David. He's sculpting, he's taking away things so that he can create that image of you that he sees that you can't see yourself. All right. Anyways, amen.
I was going to say TED Talk coming July 2024.
Great topic, Michelle. Thank you.
Michelle has brought us another golden topic. She stirred the pot. We have the excitement of announcements before we get off of here. We have our pitch competition. What are you doing? What are you waiting for? Yeah, we love you to do all the YouTube stuff, but we're going to be in person, connected this Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. At this location, go to our website, urbanimpactseattle.org. Find out how to be at /SATB Sharks at the Beach, right? So get to this event, register. We want to see you there. Bring support, bring encouragement. Our entrepreneurs have been working hard, crafting and perfecting their 3-minute pitches with 3 slides. They are poised. They are brilliant. They are ready.
If you want to see an example of people who are not having overnight success,
Exactly.
they've been putting in the work for the last 13 weeks now.
Yeah.
You know, really just, and it's not just that they were showing up every week to class. They were showing up every week to class. They were showing up to their meetings with their coaches.
Yeah.
They're working outside of the classes and meeting with their coaches. They have
Yes.
something that they're coming back every week and working on and making progress.
Created their own book club.
On day one.
Day one.
Talk about
they
vision.
ordered books, and so we're this is a special class. We don't just say that. Every class is special, but this is a special class. Shout out to this cohort. So we want you to be there, and we want you to witness seeing something come to fruition. Be at this pitch event. It's going to be powerful. Now, the rest of you, subscribe, like, comment, hit that notification bell. Do all the stuff that makes the algorithms make us swim. See, right now, we're still trying to gasp for breath. We're trying to get our footing. We still got those little paddle boards and those little, what are those things? Those little floating paddle things. We're still trying to get our wings off so that they let us go to the deep end. We can't go to the deep end without you. Assist us. Go ahead. Subscribe, like, comment, share, notification bell, all that cool YouTube stuff. Yeah. And until then, we'll see you next time. Shalom, shalom.
Stand on biblical business now.